the newest game released from Telltale. This game came out last Friday, I believe it was. The Wolf Among Us. So this is the latest in episode 1. This is the latest in Telltale's episodic point-and-click adventure series. So let's take a look at
Fables.
Fables.
Based on the Fables comic book series by Bill Willingham. Now, we actually have a walkthrough on this game up on our channel, so check that out.
You did that walkthrough, correct?
I did, yes. I did the walkthrough.
Nice. Yeah, I started watching it. I really like the Fables comics, so I started watching it. I haven't played the game yet, but the game looks cool. So
I mean, the game looks pretty true to the comics.
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Yeah, so this is actually set before the events of the first issue, and I'll say, I did like this game, but I'm not familiar at all with the comics actually.
I mean, it's the same deal. It's like Fables are living amongst society, and they have certain rules that they can follow.
Okay.
And all that. I mean, it's similar in concept to the game. So, except it follows a lot of them in separate stories, not just the wolf. So.
Yeah, I knew about the comics and I wanted to read them. I just never got around to it, but I decided to just jump into this game. So I'm opposite of Tom and Steve basically, where I just, haven't had a chance to read the comics, but I played the game. And where do we start?
Yeah, the comics are good. You should check them out.
Oh, I will.
I think this game is going to read your save file, so it's going to track all the stuff you do, and I think it's going to read your save file between each episode. Now, did Walking Dead do that? Because I still haven't played Walking Dead.
Now,
my name's Duke
the choices definitely alter the way things work, but in the grand scheme of things, you don't make the biggest difference in Walking Dead, which is fine because it's the ride in that game that was awesome. And
it's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum.
All right, Tom. But, this is going to do the same thing. You make certain decisions, and they let you know the character will remember this, or, there's very obvious choices that you can either do one or the other thing. And, it's a very similar formula to Walking Dead, just within the Fables universe, and, very cool.
Yeah, I thought, graphics and story were excellent. The only thing I noticed, and I said this to Jeff earlier, I just feel like if you compare the first episode of The Walking Dead to the first episode of this, I felt like there weren't as many major choices that you had to make that were so.
But I disagree. There was two of them I think that had a pretty major impact, plus a lot of smaller, subtle ones. And I got to say, some of the choices I made in this game. After I made them, I kind of felt like garbage. I was just which I think is good because it gives you an emotional impact on the game, which is what they're going for.
Well, there's one big one where you have to pick which location to go to, and I think that impacts at least a handful of things later on.
Oh, definitely. I know. Yeah, I know what part you're talking about. I was talking. That's when I said to Nick. It makes a pretty big impact. When do you want to start with? Talk about graphics first.
Well, since I didn't actually have a breakdown for each of the categories, so we can just go through it.
Let's just talk it.
I was going to say, the graphics here, if you want to just touch on graphics quickly. I like this better, and this to me looks like similar style to what The Walking Dead was, even though I haven't played it, but I prefer this type of art style to what they gave us with the Back to the Future Telltale series, which is the only other one I've played.
I bet if they did Back to the Future,
it looks a lot better than the Back to the Future games.
What?
It looks a lot better than some of Telltale's other efforts. It looks like they had more production on this one.
Well, they're going to a comic book look. I bet if they did Back to the Future now, too, I think it probably would have had a closer look to this, because they did, they did the old Monkey Island games, they did the Sam & Max games, a few other adventure games, Back to the Future and Jurassic Park, and they all had that just, basic 3D look, kind of low-res texture. And then with Walking Dead, because it was a comic book, they went for that comic book look and obviously carried it to here. But I think it's the way they go, and I think they should, try to incorporate it with more of their games. Just because, when it comes down to it, it's, they're not really an indie company, but they're not like a AAA company, and it's kind of a budget title. But this game doesn't look budget because it has a really cool art style. So you're not looking at it and saying, oh, they obviously didn't, spend a lot of money to make this because it looks good. And these action sequences are fantastic, by the way. I was really drawn into it. I thought it was awesome.
This is available for PSN as well, right?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
All right, I may have to. Well, I've already watched Chris's playthrough, so I don't really have a reason to play it anymore. But
We
maybe
should
I'll play
play through it so
episode
you have a
2.
save file, and then you can play the other ones.
Yeah,
I
there's
mean,
gonna be 4 more episodes.
each episode's
That's true.
$5. You get a couple hours of gameplay. I mean, around 2 or so, but I think that's totally worth it. I mean, in the end, you're paying $25, for a 10 or so hour game.
All right. Well, we'll get to that when we give our final thoughts here. But I don't know. You want to talk about the gameplay a little bit? I honestly I didn't have a ton to say about this. It was just this was really good, and I had no clue that this game was even being released until last week when you said, oh hey, let's check out that Wolf Among Us game. So really I just had this first episode has got a good balance between narrative and action. So here's another action sequence right here, and
Right.
the gameplay's cool. They present you with a few choices. The other thing that I'm willing to guess that they did this in Walking Dead, but having the option to actually say nothing. Did they do that in Walking
Yeah,
Dead?
they did. Yes.
Yeah, so that's an interesting feature that these games have.
As far as because we keep seeing these action sequences, I love point and click games. I also love Dragon's Lair and Space Ace. So to see that type of gameplay, I mean, I know it's QTE gameplay, but for this, I think it's perfect for the adventure game genre because you want to have those action pieces, and back in the 90s you'd play some of those games and they try to incorporate action and it was just abysmal.
Oh yeah, it never worked.
So for this, the way it incorporates here, and I think they do it even better than Walking Dead so far, just because there's more of it, that whole running bit and hitting the keys to dodge, just reminds me of Dragon's Lair, which was awesome. So I was all for it, and it's just
I was thinking of this. Do you think? I mean, this is totally kind of going off track a bit, but do you think this type of gameplay would have worked better for Beyond too if they had this type of gameplay for Beyond instead of what Beyond gave us? You see what I'm saying?
Oh man, I don't know.
Would that be
You
too
haven't
much?
played? Have you played Beyond yet?
I played
Or-
I played the demo of Beyond.
Right.
And I wasn't.
Beyond is different than this, though. I mean, I like the way that Beyond plays compared to this.
I don't know.
Oh
it might,
really? Yeah. I was just curious because I just felt like this is so much more easier with the point and clicks. I was just wondering what your take
Yeah,
take was
this
on
may
that.
not be the answer you expect, but I'm gonna say like Beyond was just so good. I would not mess with any part of it. It was just
Gotcha.
finally, and I know, and we're gonna get off track here a little bit, but David Cage definitely has his critics, and I think if some of these people would play Beyond, I don't see how they can still he did not to say the other games are complete trash, but I understand why people complain about Heavy Rain and Indigo Prophecy. I mean, I didn't even like Indigo Prophecy, but after playing Beyond, I don't know how anybody can give him any more, give him a hard time about some of the stuff in there because Beyond was amazing.
Yeah.
So that's where I stand on that. But this game, I mean, for what they've presented here, and again, this is kind of what I would call bite-sized gameplay. It's not a 10-hour game, but it's split among several episodes. So you go through this, and you're gonna have to wait to the next one. It's gonna track your changes, or it's gonna track your decisions a little bit. So certain things
Right.
you do will be applied. And I'll say that by the time I was done finished playing this first episode, I was all set to play the next one to see what happened. They did a super good job with this.
I'm going to throw something here about Telltale, too, in my humble opinion. I think they're a developer. I think they're one of the best developers out there right now, or for up-and-coming developers. I think they constantly improve with each and every game they come out. I noticed them when they did the new Monkey Islands, and then they did Back to the Future. Jurassic Park actually was kind of a dip in quality.
I did not play that. Was it good?
Me neither.
I
Probably
didn't
better
finish
off
it.
we avoided that,
Yeah,
right?
It was.
Yeah, you can definitely see the improvements with each game.
Yeah, and then they did Walking Dead, which I was just like, oh my god, 400 Days was more of a sidetrack. That was good though. And then this, just from playing this first episode, I can already and I love the Walking Dead game, but I think they're already. I think this may actually end up being a better game, just from what I've played here, and then I don't know, maybe season 2 of Walking Dead, when they release that, will be even better. But just so far, they just continue. They just continue to impress me with each game, especially with what they're working with. And as a fan of adventure games, it's nice to see a developer putting some serious time into bringing the genre back and making it a quality game that anyone can play.
All right. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. I think that's pretty accurate that they have been improving for their, as they release each one.
Fantastic.
Great.
Okay, so we want to sum up here. You want to say what are we going to say on this? Are we going to recommend this or not?
It's an absolute buy.
Definitely buy. No,
Absolutely buy.
no.
If you don't
question
play
about
this
it.
game, like there's something wrong with you, like mentally and physically.
Yes. Like I said, what I said before, it comes down to the price. Unless you absolutely hate adventure games, I can't see you.
Yeah, if you hate fun.
Yeah, if you hate fun, if you don't
Maybe
like
if you guys
adventure
don't
games,
like
though, maybe
video
you won't
games.
like it. Maybe if you're more just into straight shooters and like brawlers, maybe you won't like this. But this is, if you like adventure games at all, and you don't,
You guys
and you
suck.
don't need like the most difficult puzzles, because I will say this, puzzles in these games aren't as hard as they used to be. But if you're not like an adventure game elitist and you just enjoy an awesome adventure with choices and exploration, this is a game to play right here. And it's $5. I mean, that's
I mean, if you can't afford $5, like you shouldn't even be
skip
playing
a
video
meal at
games.
Burger King and just purchase this game instead. And I think it'll be well worth it.
Yep. So we're all in agreement here. It's buy from all of us, and it's it's $25 for the whole thing. So that's good. That gets you each episode, and that's definitely worth your money there.
And honestly, I think everyone should buy this first episode. Buy it, pay the $5, play the 2 or so hours of gameplay. If you don't like it at the end, you don't
Then
have
don't
to
buy
buy
the other.
Give it to
Don't buy the
somebody
other.
No, you don't have to
episodes,
buy the other episodes. You only spend $5. It's not even like if you spend $25 to get this game, which probably equal it to like 10 hours, it's worth the money. But if you aren't into adventure games, you give it a try. You don't like the first episode, you only spend $5, so it's not even that big of a waste. So
And check out the comics.
and check out the comics.
Yeah, the
they're
comics
good.
are good too.
Honestly, it's cool seeing a Telltale game. I mean, like, the Walking Dead game was good, and I'm sick of zombies. But so it's awesome seeing this game. There's no zombies. It's awesome. The game has a classic look to it. It's just
Yeah, and I mean,
You
the
know,
whole
it's
atmosphere. I actually really want to read the comics because I like the idea behind it. Because I like the zombie genre. I like zombies, but they're a little overdone right now. And the story's good in The Walking Dead, way better than that crap they call a TV show.
Come on.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the TV show.
It's,
And
yeah, it's
Yeah,
starting out good.
I don't follow
it's
so.
bad. But the game story is good in that game. But this is like it was obviously an adaptation of a comic, but it's like such a cool, fresh idea. So it's something new, and it's again, buy it, worth playing.
Maybe this is too early. Who do you like? I guess
game
this
of
is
the
more
year.
geared towards Jeff, but who do you like better so far if you're comparing The Walking Dead and this? Do you like Lee or do you like what Big B?
Oh, I'd have to play.
Which lead.
I'd have to play through all of them, but I mean, Big B's.
he's a cooler character. Like if
character.
you read the comics and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
I mean, there's more. I mean, he's aware. He's the big bad wolf. I mean, it's a little cooler than being Lee.
Yeah, Lee
So
was a
some-
likable character. Playing.
He's
through
just
all
like
those games,
he's
but-
just some guy.
Yeah, but he's likable though. He's awesome.
He's likable, but
yeah,
he's just
so
some
I mean, I
guy.
really like the Bigby character. I like the other characters in it too. Yeah, I'll have to give my final judgment on that after
They all come
I
out.
finish all 5 of the episodes. But so far, I think this game's going to be a step up above Walking Dead.
question for you
Tight.
guys: Axel or Guy?
Axel for sure. Are you kidding?
does that have
Are
to
you,
do-
is this even a question right now? Are you
All right.
crazy? Are you high right now?
Dude, it's Edge Day.
What does
of
this
course
have to
not.
do with Wolf Among Us, though?
Wait, Steve.
All right,
Steve,
well,
what
if
do
you're
you
going to ask,
think?
I'm going to have to say Mayor Haggard.
Touche.
No, even Max is better than Hagar.
Oh, dude, what are you talking about? He does a pile driver.
Dude.
And it's awesome.
Even Dr. Zan is better than Guy.
Nah, whatever. Dude.
Edge.
Shut up.
Here-
Edge
no,
in your
Edge-
face.
Edge in your face, Jeff.
I'll say
Hagar-
this. I
Hagar
played
stinks.
the crap out of Final Fight 3, and I always played as Guy. I never played as Axel in Streets of Rage 2. I always played as Blaze. Too bad.
Yeah, I played his plays too.
Dude, what about me? I always pick Skate.
You can't handle women.
Yeah. That,
Uh-oh,
wait,
crossovers.
Danny,
All right, guys, so that's going to do it. That is The Wolf Among Us. Check it out. Give it a try. All of us here, we're definitely on board for the next 4 episodes.